Well, I nearly missed that turning. I wasn't expecting that. So,
after 80 yards, you have reached your destination. It is on your
I
left.
appreciate that. I can see it ahead of me. It's literally just there. We're all good now. I don't need you to continue telling me once I've entered the bloody premises.
You have reached your destination.
I freaking know!
Road. It is on your left.
She's so demanding. Right, well, good morning or good afternoon, good evening, whenever you've decided to watch this video. I would say if you've decided, but if you're hearing me say this, then I would guess you are watching this video. So we're here in Bolton. We just picked up and we're off to Bladen, which is up towards like Newcastle way. We've currently got on like a ground waste produce, as you've probably seen from the intro. Just checking around us, and I think I'm in the wrong bloody lane. Let's see if I am or not. I kind of am, kind of aren't. That's fine. We'll come across here. So just put it into the sat nav, and looks like the fastest route up there is going to be going through Leeds and up the A1. So should be a nice little trek up there. Don't know what I've got for second run. Hopefully something fun. If not, then regardless, it's getting done. So firstly, let me apologise for the month-long hiatus on videos. I've had quite a few of you asking where the videos have been. There is very, very, very good reason for that. The primary reason is I'm a massive fanny. I've filmed a bunch of times here, and am I in the wrong bloody lane again? I am. I hate these roundabouts around here. Like, they're not like they are up north. Well, I say up north, up in the lakes, should I say? But yeah, no, I've recorded these videos a few times, and they just haven't gone how I wanted them to go. So I've just set my mind to it this morning or this weekend. I am going to do a video, regardless of if it's not quite to my satisfaction. I think my main issue's been I wasn't really sure what sort of format to have the channel in as such now. It used to be a full run when I was at TP's, whether it be just 2 drops or 10 drops or whatever. It used to be the full run, but I think what I'm going to do now is either do it just a record on a Monday morning, or I'm going to do one pickup, one collection, one delivery. So it kind of shows a nice sequence of events of what I'm doing and what I'm getting up to. And hopefully you guys like it. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you're going to say it's amazing, best YouTube channel ever. I think that might be asking a bit too much, but as long as you guys don't tell me it's crap, I'm a happy man. So yeah, right. Well, so yeah, this has been my first month in the Arctics. And it's been interesting. It took a little longer than I expected to get into the rhythm of things. If I'm honest, I've got a fair few infringements on my DigiCard, which I'm a bit nervous about. Planning for brakes on an Arctic is very different to planning when you're on a Class 2, at least Class 2 where I delivered in the lakes, where you kind of you knew what sort of time you were going to have your brake, and you thought, oh yeah, well, I'll pull off then, and then you just found a lay-by wherever that may be. You can usually find somewhere, and it was always quite easy to have a brake, but I've been caught out a couple of times where I've once on the motorway where I thought, oh, I went past the services and I thought, well, it'll be fine, I'll go to the next one, I've still got 30 minutes left, and then I hit traffic, and next thing I've run over my 4.5 hours of driving, and yeah, it was not great. And then the other one is on site. Again, going back to TP's, I was very used to going in and just sorting myself out. I never had to wait for a forklift or a loader or anything like that. I just went in, just did the drop, came back out, that was it, job's good. But now you can go in, and I found myself going into a site and you think, oh, I won't put myself on break, there's no point. No, it's 2 hours late, you still sat there. There was one site I went to, I was there for like 3 hours. No, 3 hours, I could have done a full run in that time at TP's, but yeah, it is what it is. And I think there's been some harsh lessons learned. And if there is anyone from like the DVSA who can instruct me on how to not get in too much trouble for my infringements, that would be appreciated. Thank you. Or possibly just track me down and just fine me lots of money, which would be hideous. Please don't do that. I will. This is something that I do keep turning it off, but it's is it lane assistance? This truck's got a lot of safety features. This truck, some of which are quite cool, some of which like the lane assistance, where you get a little bit too close to the white lines and it sets off an alarm. I get its point, and I haven't disabled it because it is there for a reason, or disabled it permanently for a reason. But that being said, it can be quite irritating sometimes. But yeah. And as for the driving itself, some lessons were learnt with that. I did manage to get the truck stuck at one point. That was Well, yeah, that was embarrassing. Anyone who follows me on Instagram will have seen that. Just going to come over from this lane here. There's a Mini just going to sit out. Come on, move over, please. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, there's certainly been some lessons learned in regards to some of the some of the driving things. I hadn't quite anticipated the feel of an Arctic when it's fully loaded at, best part of 44 tons, and it's such an odd sensation where it feels like it wants to pull you about. It wants to. It has a mind of its own, whereas on Class 2s you're just driving merrily. It's like a big car, big heavy car, whereas this you're more like a bull tamer, and you're trying to keep it in check as best you can. Well, that's at the very least how it feels at the beginning of it. Obviously it doesn't feel like that now, but when I first started it was a bit nerve-wracking. But no, I'm starting to get comfortable with it now, and I'm starting to learn a few little tricks and a few little things to make it so I'm not as things don't wind me up as much on the road. One thing I have found, or did find, was you'll be sitting on the limiter and you'll be going along the motorway doing 55 or whatever like that, and you'll be coming slowly up to someone, another wagon, again on the limiter, driving along, and you can come out to go and overtake them. Shush! I'm trying to record here. Yeah, so you come out to try and overtake them, and they won't slow down. They will stay at that speed, and you want to overtake them. And I had it where it was, I think, nearly 2 junctions. I was out in that second lane, battling to get past this guy, and I just thought, well, why don't you just slow down a bit? Why don't you just let me past? But then I thought to myself afterwards, well, the other thing I could do is just slow down myself. So now I set my my cruise control to 54, and that way, if I do catch up to someone, it's a bit like in Formula 1. They've got something called DRS. Anyone who's a Formula 1 fan will know that. Basically a drag reduction system, just basically a little button to make them go a little bit faster. And if you're at 54 and you're catching up to someone, you need to go and overtake them, you've got like extra mile an hour. Obviously you're going slower all the rest of the way, but it makes you think, at least in my head. I reckon it's probably more fuel efficient. I hope it is at the very least. But it's meant that I'm not quite as stressed out about overtakes. It means I can get them over and done with, because there is nothing worse than watching queues start to stack up behind you. And then the other thing I found with the overtaking is people look at you and you're the one to blame because you're in lane 2 and you shouldn't be there. That's the car's right of way, and no one thinks about the other guy could have just slowed down a bit. But again, slowing to 54, that's it's made that experience less stressful, to say the least. And I think I've tried my best to come up with little solutions like that here and there, just to make things easier. Maybe not easier, to put less pressure on myself. And I think that's the key that I've found so far to doing Arctic driving, is is you put a lot of pressure on yourself, and I think a lot of the stress comes from the way you see things, and even down to the fact of this morning I was stressed because I was coming into work late. I was arriving in at 6:30, not at 6 when I like to come in. But the company doesn't actually set a start time. There is no company guided start time with Dent. But it's the pressure I've put on myself, and I think that's something that I'm going to have to kind of get my head round and overcome as such. Just coming out there, just making sure that guy wasn't going to try and get angry with me. Gave him plenty of warning. And yeah, speaking of Dent, the company who I've come to work with, it is a good company to work for. I do have two problems with it, kinda. Although it's not necessarily the company's fault. The first thing I found is it's too big for me. I can't. Maybe it's something that'll change over time, but I found it quite hard to go from Travis Perkins, where it was a very small, tightly knit little family, and you kind of knew everything about everyone, to this, which is. I think they've got nearly 70 wagons. I've twice in a month seen people I've seen once before, but it was nice having a chat with them again. But there isn't that family spirit as such, which you can't really have with a company that size. And it's hard not having the interactions. I mean, it's hard enough being on the road without my actual family and just being away from them, but not having that contact with people I know. And oh, hello. He has very smoky brakes, he does. I wonder if he's just had a blowout. Yeah, no, so it's not the company's fault in any way. It's one of them ones where I fully appreciate that, but it is quite... it's hard not being able to kind of get to know people. I'm trying my best to get to know people on different sites, stuff like that. And then the other one is what I'm running, which is waste. It's gross. If I'm absolutely honest with you, it is hideously gross. And again, it's nothing to do with the company per se. In fact, it's not. It's just that they're the jobs. I've gathered that there's what they call salt season coming up soon, which sounds far more interesting. That's going to quarries and going out to councils and stuff like that. That should be very interesting. I hope it's going to be quite interesting. But yeah, the rubbish side's definitely not my cup of tea. Now, one thing that the company does have, which I am quite interested to see if I can get on, is they do have logging wagons. They've got 3 logging trailers that I've seen, and I think that might be much more up my street, using a nice big crane off all the logs. And again, it's that kind of you get into a rhythm with stuff like that, and whereas on the waste side there isn't an actual rhythm. It's very stop start. Whereas if I'm on a logging wagon, I go in, I'll load myself, and I'm guessing you'll unload yourself as well, and it's kind of, you're dependent on only you. I think that might be it, actually. I think that might be my actual issue with it. It's that lack of control, the fact that I can't speed things up along myself. I am just kind of left left to the elements. But now I say this all about dents. I will say they are actually a really good company to work for. And I know I've started negatively. But apologies if Thomas is watching this. I don't think negatively of the company in the slightest. It's the company itself is it's unusual the way it's run, but it actually seems to make a lot of sense. So a lot of the jobs are split between another company called Jenkins, and you'll find yourself with the same planner as this other company. And in a way that makes a lot of sense. It means there's less overhead, it means that you're not going to have wagons running empty from here to here. So it does make a lot of sense in that way. And it's also it is a good use of the resources and not wasting fuel, and that side is generally very good. And the wagons are very nice. So I've got a 19 plate Scania R450. So it's one of the next gen, the new gen ones. I did have one of the older ones, I will say. They did give me that originally, but it didn't fit in it. And the owner, Thomas, was very kind to give me an upgrade to the newer one, which I did fit in, which I did feel a bit bad, because he gave me an upgrade over people who'd obviously been in the company longer, but I appreciate he looked after me and he's upgraded. And I will say on that same note, he has actually called once, and he's actually come to me in the yard and asked how am I getting along. And even though he's got best part of 70 drivers, it's nice for him to know he's willing to take that time to come and chat with you and just see what he can do. But the wagon itself is awesome. Absolutely love it. I never liked Scanias. I'm not a big Scania fan. Oh shush. Not a big Scania fan of the older style ones. I didn't think they were very well thought out. Just little things like where the sockets were, and like the amount of space that you've got, and resting places for things. But this one it's really nice. It looks very smart. I like the infotainment system. Oh, hello. There's a Vosa officer just there. They are really, really good wagons. My only issue with them is the doors feel a bit waffy. Maybe that's a bad word, but they creak a bit. That's my only issue with them. With this one so far, the bed's really comfortable, lots of storage space, very well thought out. Really nice wagons. Yeah, very, very, very nice wagons. I can definitely get along with it without a question of a doubt. But anyways, enough prattling along. We're going to head up towards Bladen now, and I think we'll chat once I am there. Right, so we're now at nearly 4 o'clock. Unfortunately, time has not been our friend today. We've had a couple of problems. The first one was this morning. There was a snapped wheel nut or wheel bolt, so I had to have that fixed. And as I probably put in fairness, there was best part of, I think, over a 2-hour wait at Bolton. In fairness, she did tell me that there would be a long wait, so it wasn't like it wasn't expected. Unfortunately, now it does mean that we're going to be entering Bladen nearly in the dark, which is fine. I think it's well lit and it's not that bad to get into. The only issue is going to be where we're going next, because it'll be maybe like 4:45 by the time that we're done. Wow, you just cut that corner just a little bit, didn't you, sir? And obviously, due to the fact that we're running late, one of the cameras has died, unfortunately. That's run out of battery. Oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get tipped nice and fast. I do hope so. My only issue is all of the wagons that were waiting at Bolton, as far as I'm aware, were all heading here. So there's a good chance they might all be sat waiting to get tipped as well. Or not, I don't know, we'll see. We'll hope for the best and plan for the worst. I think that's the best way to do it. Right, I think. Oh wait, it's not here. No, there's definitely no this. I won't be able to get in there with wagon. Is it this next one? Oh yes, this looks far more inviting. Now, where is the weighbridge? I think it's further along. Can I just pass these people? I think I can do, because they're just getting ready, aren't they? I think that's one of the guys that was at Bolton. Pretty sure it was anyways. Let's wait for this thing to move. Come out nice and wide, you don't want to hit the bloody weighbridge. I think it's one of the ones where we can just speak to the person while we're on the weighbridge. Come on, don't slip too much. We'll switch the engine off. Now we just have to wait. Oh.
Mă duc acum la ea, am luat geaca pe mine. Păi nu-i mica, doar stii în bolă, bici cu mine. Da, mă duc la ea acum.
How are we doing, mate? Apparently you're a two-man army between you. Like just the two of you doing everything.
Yeah.
I don't have a ticket. I was told I didn't need one.
Who said that?
I can't remember. Someone at Bolton, whatever it is. It's
No.
at Easy Excavations, whatever it is, where I just came from.
It's bullshit.
Well,
Everyone needed-
that's what your brother just fucking said. I mean, I understand what you guys are saying, but
It's not-
I even asked about it.
You know, I just drive forward,
Yeah.
go on the side, and wait there. I have to ring party because I can't leave to tip until I see the ticket.
That's fine. Yeah. Well.
I will ring party and see what he thinks.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Well, looks like we're having some issues, which is always a good start. I think this might take a while. Right, well, we're done with that now. Finally out, finally tipped. Next, heading off down to Scarborough. I've still got a few hours left on my driving time, so that's all good. Enough time to get down there. Obviously, I'm not going to record that because I'm already getting fairly tired, and I don't think you'll be able to see anyways. I'm not even sure if you'll be able to see some of the stuff what I've already recorded. So yeah, and I obviously can't drive with the lights on. I don't think that would be very safe, personally. But yeah, if you like the new format, let me know. I am intending to start doing these weekly again. He says ambitiously. I will, hopefully. But yeah, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, please share, because I have got exciting things coming up. Some new things to make the channel a bit more interesting. But yeah, thank you very much, and yeah, see you next time.